Hello, thank you for joining me. Once again, it's Adam at Hall to Fame. If you do like my videos, please give me a like and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. It also gives me the get up and go to make more content, of which I know it has been a while. So, what's your understanding on riding? Are you scared of riding in the rain? Now, it's still a big thing of people not admitting what they can improve on. So, why am I in the position that I'm in today to be an advanced motorbike instructor? Because I've opened myself up to learning. Also, seeing at things that I can improve on. Because once I've opened myself up to learning, I'm able to improve on it and really get the most out of my ability. So, if you do think you're the best at riding, then maybe you're not. Do I think I'm the best at riding? Absolutely not. Why am I not the best if I'm able to teach it though? Well, I'm not the best because things always go wrong. There's always something, always little tweaks that you can do differently. You know, you think, oh, I took that corner a bit too quick. Was I in control? Yes, I was. Was I smooth? Yes, I was. But maybe I could have slowed down just a little bit more. You know, we're not all perfect. But by becoming a thinking rider, we can become the best that we can be by learning to make better decisions on the road. And by making better decisions, we're able to be in control. So, why choose advanced rider training? Well, I've chosen it myself before becoming an instructor, and the amount of knowledge that other instructors have, including myself now, because I've obviously upskilled myself, but it is absolutely second to none in getting the right coach or instructor to really get you to the next level of riding. And not only riding with confidence, but riding with the knowledge to know that regardless of what different situations we're in, we're still going to be in control of our bike, regardless of what the road surface is or the weather conditions. We're still going to be in control because we're a thinking rider. And yes, while there is a lot of information into becoming a better, safer rider, let's take things in stages and let's work on one thing or two things at a time, and then we can build on that. Now, regardless of what we'd go through life, things are always in stages. So riding a motorbike is no different. It's about anticipation. So what is anticipation? Anticipation is about thinking, how fast should I be going around this corner? What is coming around this corner? You know, what can I do to change my inputs on the bike? My positioning, you know, my speed. Anticipation is all the things we're thinking about which could go wrong, but with our wisdom and thinking mindset, we're able to reduce the risk by obviously riding accordingly, by looking at the information, and we're either changing our position, our speed, our gear, and that's happening over and over again by us scanning, including looking at our speedo and mirrors, and looking at the information ahead and behind. So that's good. We are going 28 miles per hour. A bit boring, isn't it? But while we are at these lower speeds, don't just sit on your bike idle. Let's have a look at the different hazards that could occur on the road and what we're going to do about it to make ourselves more visible to other road users. So regardless of the speed or lack of corners in this case, there's always room for improvement. Because don't just think going fast around corners will make you a good rider. What will make you a good rider is knowing where to place yourself on the road so other people can see us more easier. And if other vehicles are able to see us a bit earlier, then we're able to be more progressive. We'll have more time to be smooth. We won't be able to upset our bike as easily. Especially in the rain, where the surface can be a little bit slippery, then we want to choose the best position to be able to react more earlier. For example, we're going around a long right-hand bend, but still I'm staying to the near side. But then if there is junctions on the left, I'd move outwards a little bit. But this is what coaching can help with, by really looking at your riding in the situations that we're riding in. I wish this road could be a 60, but it's not. Also, we've got signs for horses. I doubt there'll be any horses out, but again, we've read the road signs, we're reading the road, and so that's always a possibility. So we're not having target fixation, which is just concentrating on one thing. We're taking that into consideration that there could be horses on the road. As such, there could be pedestrians on the road. So there's lots of different things that we're thinking about that could best place our motorbike. We're positioning our motorbike for the view, and also, especially in the wet, to keep our bike as upright as possible. But that doesn't mean that we can't corner. Of course we can corner on the bike. But if we do have the opportunity to keep the bike more upright, then we can concentrate more on what's going on ahead than the stability of our bike. So this car is going very slow, and I would like to overtake it, but it's not wide enough at the moment. So I'm staying a good distance back from it, and we've also got a tight right hand bend, so again I'm giving myself the view, coming to the near side, that if a tractor was to come round the other way, I'm not going to be in its way. Or if I was, I'll be able to move out earlier. So I move in earlier because I've chosen that position already to give myself more reaction time. So all our thinking, it's justified. Is it safe and is it legal? If them two things are in order, then we can have a look at, is it smooth? Is it progressive? So all these different things, we're taking things in stages. So it's not just about jumbling it all together and then let's go flat out. It's about choosing the best position, the best speed and the best gear for not only the riding conditions but also for other vehicles. Like that car's going so slow. I'm glad it's turned off. But even if it didn't, I'd still be concentrating ahead. Is there an overtaking opportunity? There could be, there might not be. But am I always going to be looking for that overtaking opportunity? Absolutely. Because I'm an advanced rider, I'm a thinking rider, and what's the point of learning something, as in being able to plan ahead, if we're not going to execute it? So let's get up to speed, let's look ahead. See, like the weather is absolutely atrocious, but I've got to say, I'm loving it. More rain the better. So why does this weather not affect my riding? Because it's my mindset. I'm still looking at the road signs, I'm looking at the road surface, I'm looking at the hazards, as in, you know, approaching junctions and oncoming vehicles. So I'm looking at all these things, and that's making me more in control of my ride. So that's the information and the planning. But obviously, it isn't all about that. It's about our understanding of our motorbike. What can our motorbike handle? Well, our motorbike can handle a lot more than what we can put into it. Meaning that we are never going to be too good for what the motorbike can actually do. So, the motorbike always going to stay shiny side up, but the difference is us. Our inputs on the motorbike may impede the motorbike stability by the inputs that we put in. So if we're able to be smooth on the motorbike and keep the stability from the ground up, meaning are the tyres stable on the road surface? Is the suspension stable and equal on the road surface? If those two things are true, then the bike isn't going to just slide from under us. It's going to keep stable, and that is by our inputs. Because planning ahead and then using our throttle to keep that stability. Sounds so easy, doesn't it, when I talk about it? But this is why I won't just tell you, because it's going to just go straight over your head. I'm going to help you to think for yourself. What can you do to improve your own riding? I will give you the tools, but unfortunately, you're going to have to execute it. Unless you want to be told, then I'll happily tell you, and write it down, and draw it. It's about you. And that is sometimes a difficult thing to get right. But when you're so open to learning yourself, which I am, and I'm also open to getting the best out of you, the way I'm able to help you learn isn't by just spilling off the Bible or the roadcraft manual. It's getting you to think, if we were in the near side, why would that be the best position? Or why would it not be? What are your thoughts on that manoeuvre that you did? What was your thoughts? Because I need to understand what your thought process is, because if I can't understand your thought process, or you can't even understand your own without additional help by me guiding you, then how are you going to learn? There's no good me just telling you this is what we do round the corner when your mindset isn't right from the start. So being a good teacher, you need to be able to get that mindset right. And also looking at what you're doing well and how we can enhance on that. Because as much as some days I get in the saddle and I think, oh, you know what, everything's just going wrong. Alright, I'm riding safe, I'm riding legal, and I'm riding smooth, but things don't always pan out the way I want it to. It's like this van in front. I mean, come on, I want to get going. But let's just hold on a second. Let's look at what we can do to reduce that risk. And reducing that risk is first from our mindset. So if we're going to be aggressive, especially on the motorbike, we're vulnerable. So let's not put ourselves in that mindset to be able to put ourselves in that position where we might be aggressive. Maybe that's a bit waffling on a little bit, but let's keep a calm composure and look at, what are our next steps. We want to be defensive, we want to anticipate what's going to be happening ahead, what's happening right now behind us. What can we do right now to make ourselves safe? Well, I'm choosing position 3 right now because I can see well ahead past that van. So I want to be able to react earlier than what that van can, including the car that's in front of us. I'm also looking behind me at the following distance of the vehicle behind me, because maybe I need to increase my distance from the vehicle in front. And all these thinking things will retain that safety bubble. And ultimately, that's what it's about. That is the number one thing, be able to keep ourselves safe. The number two thing is being able to work on what we want to actually work on, such as going round corners, choosing our positions better, overtaking, filtering, slow riding, emergency braking. There's so many things. But is it safe? Is it legal? Can we be smooth? And if those three things are true, then our limits are absolutely endless. We'll be able to learn even more. So my advice to you is carry on watching these YouTube videos, learn from them, and also find the best coach that works for you. Because although, let's say every coach out there, or every instructor, every teacher wants to do the best for you, I hope so, but sometimes their personality isn't right for you. That's entirely up to you, what your thoughts are on that, because it's not just about what a teacher can do, it's about their personality. Is that teacher relatable to you? Can they really help you? Do they understand you? Do they want to understand you? So all those things are taken into consideration when you yourself should be choosing the right instructor, and that will be able to get the best out of you, not only in the least time possible, but also you're able to learn because you and your instructor are on the same wavelength. The last thing you want to do is be a happy-go-lucky chap and you've got Mr. Stickler there pointing his finger at you. That's not really the way to go, is it? But who am I to judge? I know my coaching style, and I know that I'm able to get my best out of you, but it all depends on what you think of me as a person. Besides being a coach comes afterwards. So basically, if I have the right personality for you, and you are in Lincolnshire or Peterborough, Cambridgeshire, then give me a call, and we'll go over on the phone on, how are you? What's your thought processes on your riding? How do you think you could improve? So it's looking at all the different aspects on you, how we can get the best out of you. And sometimes it's things that you've never even thought about, and there will be that turning point where you think, now I get it, and then all of a sudden it all falls into place. But don't muddle yourself up. Let's learn in stages, and we'll get there together. Because regardless of, I'm an instructor and you're the student, we're still going through the process together. My end goal is to get you riding to the best of your ability. Not my ability, but your ability. Because it's not about me being better than you or you being better than me, it's about being the best that we can be. And if we're able to be the best that we can be in ourselves, then we should be really proud, because regardless of what we do in life, there's always going to be someone better than you. Even these movie stars, they're maybe not always the best, but they've had the opportunity, and the same goes with riding a motorbike and being a coach. I've had the opportunity, I've obviously got the knowledge, but does that mean I'm an expert? Well, I'm not one for calling myself an expert, but I'm a good teacher, in my opinion, is one that's always open to learning themselves, because if I'm able to learn myself, I'm able to get the most out of my student. Regardless of whether they're paying me or not, I want to get the most out of their learning. So yeah. Oh, Greggs. I like Greggs. It's making me feel a bit hungry now. Look at him coming round there. He's like a racing rider, isn't he? He's going for it. Go on, son. See, for example, the way he was coming around that corner, if he had to do an emergency brake, would he be able to do one in time? Without slamming on the brakes and locking his wheels up? I don't know why that driver's not going. Sometimes you need to coax them, because they're not going to think for themselves. That's why we need to think for them. And there's nothing wrong in that. There's nothing wrong in us thinking for other riders or drivers or pedestrians, because at the end of the day, it's keeping us safe, it's keeping them safe, and also it's keeping our mental state of mind balanced. So we're not going to rise to the situation. We're just going to get that hazard out of the way and let's carry on with our ride. Because, for example, say something happened 5 minutes ago and that's still on my mind, what am I going to achieve? I'm achieving absolutely nothing, am I? So, if I don't rise to a situation and just let it go, and then I can concentrate on my ride right now and what's happening around me. So it's all about our mindset, our mental state of mind, and also working against our instinct, which is, it's not normal to be pushing on the bars because, you know, we're not used to the physics of the motorbike, and although we don't have to understand it all, it's important to work with the bike and not against it. Because when we're going to work against it, that means we're going to upset the stability, and it can just get messy. You know, it's not about talking about things that can happen, it's about talking about things that we can do to improve it, to improve the things. And that's about, you know, the half cup, half empty, isn't it? So, yeah, so I'm going to go fill up, and fill up my tummy as well.